So how has your day been so far? Have you enjoyed your health and wellness?
Yeah.
It's been lovely. What's been the best bit?
Yes.
Pilates.
Pilates?
Yeah.
Yoga?
Yeah.
Good. Glad you've had a nice time so far. So today I'm going to talk to you about stress, pain and posture. As you can see, I'm the soft tissue therapist, so that means I do sports massage and I work with the soft tissues of the body. So that includes muscles, ligaments, tendons, circulation, nervous system, all those kind of things. And we're working to correct posture, alleviate pain and help to prevent from injury. So you can come and see me when you're not in pain to make sure that you don't get in pain later. My business is Reset Sports Massage, and you can see all my bits on the door here because I work in that room on a Monday. So Cindy said through the day, but I do have evening appointments as well. Okay, so I support Crohn's and Colitis UK, that's my charity. So stress, pain and posture. What we're going to talk about is what is the fight or flight stress response, why is stress bad for us, and what happens to our breathing and our posture when we're stressed. And then I've also got 2 challenges for you that are designed to help improve posture. So, have a little think about when you last felt stressed. Maybe you had a big deadline at work, or maybe you have a relative that needs some help at home and they make you feel stressed. Have a look inside your body and think about how that felt. What happened to your heart rate? Did your heart rate go up? Yeah. And what happened to your breathing? Do you take deep breaths or shallow breaths? What happens to your muscles when you feel stressed? They tense up, don't they? And what happens in your tummy? Feels a bit like it's churning around. And you might even feel hypersensitive and alert to what's going on around you. It's difficult to concentrate. Now, this is the fight or flight stress response, and it's actually designed to protect us and to help us survive. Imagine you're out on a hike and you're going through the woods and it's a lovely, calm summer's day. You turn the corner and there's a bear. All those things are going to kick in. Your heart rate's going to come up. Your blood's going to be pumping to your muscles. You're going to be breathing quickly. You're going to be alert. All this is helping you to survive. You're ready to run. You're ready to use energy. All the sugar that's stored in your muscles is into your bloodstream, is released into those muscles so that you're ready to go and get away from that bear. That's a good thing, right? So why do we think that stress is bad? Well, the types of stresses that we come across today, they're not necessarily the type of thing that we can run from. So think back to the situation you were thinking of at the start. If it was thinking about caring for an elderly relative, you can't just run away from your mum, can you? You probably wish we could sometimes. And you can't run away from your deadlines at work. You just have to get through it and push through as hard as you can. So this stress response is never switching off. It's constantly going round and round in our bodies. And this is called chronic stress. The types of things that chronic stress can lead to include heart attack, stroke, stomach ulcers, and a whole range of other ailments. But today, as you know, we're here to talk about posture and pain. So, I've drawn a picture here. Can everybody see that? Is it? The colour's okay? Feel free to come in closer if you'd like to have a proper look. So in blue here, this is the outline of a normal neutral posture. In a good normal posture, all our joints are aligned and stacked so that our muscles don't have to work hard against gravity to hold us upright. However, if we spend a lot of time in an office, maybe sitting working at a desk, some of the muscles become tight and other muscles can become weak and maybe a little bit lazy. They don't want to act when they should. This can lead us susceptible to injury because if we're overusing some muscles and underusing others, the overworked muscles, they're not very happy. So as you can see with our green lady here, she's an office worker. Shall we give her a name? What shall we call her?
Mavis.
Mavis, good one. So this is Mavis. Mavis is really tight tight down the back of her neck. She's also really tight in her pecs. Another place that's tight is the top of her abs, so have a feel around your rib cage. She's tight in there. She's tight down her hamstrings. A lot of us probably understand that feeling. And she's tight along the front of her shin. It's pulled her into this posture, which is known as a sway back. If I demonstrate, if I can, her pelvis is tilted backwards, her legs are forwards, and she has to lean backwards to counteract that forward thrust of the pelvis. And this brings her head into this position. Obviously, it's slightly exaggerated. You don't tend to see people this bad. But that's the kind of posture that you can slip into if you're an office worker. So, can you see that she looks like she's got the world on her shoulders? They're all slumped and they're rounded in. See if you can have a go at adopting that position. How does it feel to you? Does it feel good? Now let's have a think about how stress affects the way that we can breathe. So everyone sat down, so that's great for this activity. If everyone could close your eyes, please, and, and take yourself back to that time when you were stressed. I want you to slouch down and bring yourself into a closed off, stressed posture. Bring your shoulders in front of you. Let your back relax, so you're in a slouched posture, as if you're sat at your desk at work. Now try to take a deep breath in. Can you feel that your chest has to push out? And can you feel that your neck muscles tighten and tense as you try to get oxygen in? Yeah. This position compresses the abdominal contents and pushes it up to the upper chest cavity where the lungs and the heart are. This means that to get a deeper breath, we have to force the breath into the chest. And our diaphragm, which is the main muscle used for breathing, is underused. Now, imagine there's a thread from the top of your head up to the ceiling. You may have done this in your yoga earlier. Imagine the thread drawing you up. Keep your back nice and straight. Have a slight squeeze between your shoulders so that your chest is open. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. And if you can, have a slight squeeze in your pelvic floor. Imagine you're trying to stop yourself from having a wee. Place your fingers across your belly button. Now try to take a deep breath, and this time push your fingers forwards. Take your inhalation right down into your belly. Does that feel much easier? You're getting a much deeper breath. This is the most natural way to breathe, and it's the most mechanically efficient for our bodies. But unfortunately, because of the slumped postures that we have, we don't tend to breathe like that. Our breathing patterns tend to be up in the chest and in the neck, and this gets lots of tension around this area. So the two challenges today, we're going to use them to try and open out this area. So open out the areas where she's got the red crosses of tightness. And then we're going to do a second one that's going to attempt to strengthen up where the blue lines are. And this is what we call the posterior chain, which is all the muscles down the back of the body. So for the challenge, you need a partner. So if you turn to the person next to you, I think are we even numbers, or do I need to have a partner as well? Yeah? Yeah. Cool, okay. So, if you stand up and face your partner, and I'd like you to hold hands or grip wrists with your partner.
I'm doing stuff, so whichever way around there.
That's great. So now, you're not allowed to let go of your partner's hands, but I need you both to be facing outwards. Have a think and see if you can work out. That's great.
Yeah, that was far too quick.
That was quick. Now you need to be facing inwards again. And let's go back out. And back in. Let's take it the other way now, ladies. Let's go. And in. Swim. Oh no, sorry. And one more time.
Imagine tomorrow or the day after.
Keep going and have a feel of how your chest feels.
Right, this one way. So that's that way. Go back that way. Is that right?
Oh, that way.
Yeah. That's what you say. That's all right.
Well done, ladies. That was really good.
There we go. Thank you.
This exercise is helping to open up through your chest, and it's getting lots of shoulder mobility and mobility through what we call as the thoracic spine. So that's the area of your spine from the bottom of your ribs, sort of, to the top, to the bottom of your neck. So that's an area that we really need mobility, so that we can make all the range of motions that our upper body would like to do. So now let's strengthen. So with your partner, I'd like you to sit back to back.
Thanks.
Everybody comfortable? Okay, I'd like you to link arms with your partner. And now we've got to stand up. But we're one minute. Don't let your partner slip. You ready? Nice one, ladies. Have a swap around and see if you can find another partner to try the same exercise.
Ready after three? Get your feet as close as ready? Yeah. Oh, get them the right closer. But we just that's it. Back to three. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Push, 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 drive.
Close. I think we just laughed too much. We were like that. Jelly. Oh.
Well done, ladies. You did really well. So that is sort of coming right from the really low end of a squat and pushing all the way up, but keeping your shoulders back. You're forced to keep your shoulders back by your partner. So that's a really good exercise you can use with a friend or with a husband, and it strengthens the back of your body, which is what we want when we've got these sorts of postures and when we're spending a lot of time sitting down. So as well as exercise, soft tissue therapy can also help to relieve these kind of things. With posture corrections, it tends to be slightly a longer process than rehabilitation of injury, which I can also do, but it's very successful in relaxing certain areas of muscle where you're holding lots of tension. The reset philosophy is that every body is different. So everybody in here, you might have a posture similar to this, or you might not. So if you came in for a soft tissue therapy session with me, I would begin by analysing your posture and any injuries you may have, and then we develop a treatment plan that fits directly to your body. So if one of you comes in, you might have a completely different treatment to yourself. And this is because I want to get it so that it's completely tailored to your body. We use lots of stretching techniques where I might help you to stretch. I use lots of massage, and I also use techniques that work with your neuromuscular system. So helping to re-educate nerves and muscles that might be overworking, telling them that they're overworking and that it's safe for them to relax. So these are all the kinds of things that I do. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them. No questions?
Where do you work out from then?
I work from here on a Monday.
Monday.
I'm also at EP Gym, do you know? So opposite Morrison's, there's Tramway Estate
Oh
Park,
yeah, yeah.
Industrial
Yeah,
Estate,
it's in there.
and it's round there,
Okay.
EP Gym, and I'm there on a Tuesday and a Saturday. I also have a place in Hook Norton on a Sunday if that's near to anyone.
Right.
I have business cards at the front
Good,
and
okay,
flyers as
yeah.
well if you'd like to take them.
Mm.
Thank you very much for listening to my session. I hope you've had a really nice day and I hope you've enjoyed listening to me talking about positive
Yeah,
today.
thank